All right, so we're going to get started. Sort of a yoga core class where we're going to be mixing yoga and Pilates type activities here. And eventually we're probably going to be calling this class like an Embody class. So you can kind of start to think of it in that way. So let's start first just in a seated position. If you prefer to be in a lying down position, that would be fine. If you're lying down, maybe bring your feet to the mat with your knees bent. And if you're sitting up nice and tall, get a sense of establishing connection of your sitting bones to whatever it is that you're sitting on, blocks, blanket, floor. If you're lying down, see if you can just find a little extra length from the very top of your head to the base of your seat, and find a place for your hands to be. So wherever it is that you'd like your hands to be, they could be on your body, they could be on your lap, whatever feels like really comfortable for you. And just take a moment before you really settle down to just check in with how you're feeling in your physical body today. Maybe just letting eyes close, let your gaze soften down. Hi, Sammy, nice to see you, even though I'm not seeing you, but I know you're here. Good. And then from here, just make any small movements. So whether you're lying down or you're sitting up, just make some small movements just to kind of get you just a tiny bit more into your body, feeling how you're doing in your body today. Maybe some little rotation in the neck, maybe a little cow and cat in a seated position or lying down, closing your eyes or just letting your gaze be soft. And then when you feel like you're ready to be still, find this place of stillness. Notice sounds, movements, vibrations that are going on around you. That could be birds chirping, it could be car horns clunking, it could be somebody cooking something nearby that smells good or not good. And then just bring your attention to your breath. Now, a big piece of the core puzzle is indeed how we breathe, right? So in yoga, we usually talk about these locks. We call one Mula Bandha, which is the pelvic floor lock. We call another one Mula Bandha, which is the abdominal lock. I'd even go so far as to say that we have something called a booty bandha, right? Where we can contract the gluteal muscles, the pelvic floor muscles, and the abdominal muscles, and really kind of feel like we're pretty stable and strong. And our breath can help us with that. So we can inhale, and as we exhale, emphasize the contraction of the gluteal muscles, the pelvic floor muscles, and the abdominal muscles. And we're going to be doing that periodically during class today. So just take a moment to kind of check in with them, but then let it all release. It's very important to be able to release that as well. Either lying down nice and long or sitting up nice and tall. Begin to take a little longer to breathe in and a little longer to breathe out. Inhaling and exhaling. Breath in and breath out. And then from here, let's take those three same breaths, but start to inhale and be very relaxed. And when you exhale, begin to contract from your gluteal muscles, your lower abdominal muscles into the middle, and then inhale and release it. And exhale, squeeze in and up. And once again, inhale, release. And exhale to zip in and up. As you continue to breathe that way, take a moment to create a focus or intention for your practice this morning. Let it be the first thing that comes to your mind. Breathing in and breathing out. I'll begin the practice with the sound of Om. If you'd like to chant with me, please do. We'll just chant once, taking an easy breath in. Om. Let's find our way right away into a table position, hands and knees. You can grab a blanket or a towel if you'd like to. Bring that underneath your knees, especially if you have knees like mine that need a little more kindness. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we want to emphasize the core here. So the core is not just your abdominals, but in this case, it'd be really easy to think about them. We're gonna inhale and kind of let the belly sink down towards the floor, right? Lifting the chin and tailbone. Then as you exhale, I want you to emphasize the gluteal contraction, the abdominal contraction as you round up into your cat spine. So when you inhale, let it all be loosey-goosey here. Let everything just be soft and easy. And then when you exhale, let that be the point of contraction where you're zipping up. Inhale again and exhale. Good. And then from here, we're going to walk ourselves right away into a downward facing dog. So walk your fingertips forward, tuck your toes under, bend your knees a little, and reach your seat up and back so that you're lengthening through the spine, your arms and shoulders get a nice stretch. Big breath in, let everything be kind of loosey-goosey, and as you exhale, emphasize the zip up from the thighs into the glutes, which is a little hard to feel, into the lower abs, and then pulling the navel to the spine. Shake the head gently as you hold here, and exhale. Good. Then we're going to inhale and come forward to plank. Now, as we come into plank, we don't want to be loosey-goosey here. We really want to feel that contraction zipping up from the heels of our feet up into the center line sides of the thighs, into the pelvic floor, up the gluteal muscles, and then into the navel. Take another breath here. And as you exhale, we'll lift the seat up, bend the knees a little, and reach back to down dog. And we'll do that again. So we'll inhale and come forward to plank, zipping up from that midline, breathing in, exhale, reach back into down dog. And one more time, inhale, coming forward to plank, zipping up, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Let's bring the knees back down to the mat and walk the hands back towards the knees and roll to lie down on your back. And from here, I'm going to bring the feet so that the feet are right underneath the knees, giving yourself about 2 or 3 fists distance between the feet. And imagine that you're squeezing a ball or a block between the thighs. In fact, if you happen to have something nearby, like a yoga block or a pillow or a even rolled up blanket, you can bring that between the thighs. And without lifting up, maybe bring your arms just out to the side, nice and easy. We can inhale and feel like that block could slip out between the thighs. And as you exhale, just squeeze the block a little bit. No lifting, just squeezing. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. And then one more time. Inhale, relax. And exhale, squeeze, hold. Take a breath in, still squeezing, and as you exhale, start to lift your hips up off of the mat. And as you squeeze that block, maybe you'll notice a little more happening in your gluteal muscles as you hold your bridge. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, and as you exhale, we will release back down. If you were using something between the thigh, you can move it off to the side. Let's bring the fingertips to touch the side of the head with the elbows out to the side, resting on the floor. Take a breath in. As you exhale, start to lift your left knee up and bring your right elbow towards that left knee. Then inhale, release that all back down. And exhale, bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Inhale, release back down. Exhale, crisscross. Inhale down, exhale, crisscross. And again, inhale down, exhale, taking it to the other side. Inhale down, exhale, the other side. Inhale, release down, and exhale, bring your arms again by your side. Make sure that your ankles are underneath your knees. And once again, lift up into bridge. And if you don't have something between the thighs, I want you to imagine that you do now. So squeeze that imaginary ball or block, zip up from the back line of the body, holding here, breathing here, and exhale and release. Don't forget, those gluteal muscles are a crucial part of our core. From here, bring your knees in towards your chest and do a gentle rocking motion from side to side. Those knees could be pointing up towards the ceiling as you move. Good. Then come back into center, one hand on each knee, and circle your knees around. It's just giving some movement to the hip. Nice. Breathing in and breathing out. Then hug the knees again in towards the chest. Slide your hands behind and slowly roll up to sit. Bringing your heels and feet to the floor, keeping your hands behind the back of the thighs. Start to reach back. Keep some length in your spine. Begin to round the shoulders a bit forward as you lift your shins up. And we're going to hold here for 3 breaths. Inhaling through the nose. As you exhale, can you still imagine you're squeezing that ball or block between the thighs, and pull the navel to the spine, taking one more breath. As you exhale, bring the feet down, and inhale, release the hands forward. As you exhale, we slowly roll down, trying hard not to collapse in the spine as we bring it down. Beautiful. From here, bring your fingertips again to the side of your head, taking a breath in. As you exhale, once again, do your crisscross. And then inhale, release down. Exhale and crisscross to the other side. Inhale down, exhale, crisscross. Inhale down, exhale to the other side. We'll do one more on each side, moving in your own pace, your own breath. Your exhale brings you in. The inhale opens you up. And again, beautiful. Then from here, open your arms out into a T and bring your right knee over your left knee. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling and either slide your left arm underneath the right and hook at the elbows, or grab hold of your opposite elbows. Either one is fine, so do the one that feels best for you. Lift your crossed knees up. Now, before you do anything, check to see what happened in your lower back as you did this. You want to make sure that your whole spine feels like it's pressing down into the floor. So we're going to begin to take the arms and legs away from the center vertically, right? And then keeping the spine on the floor. So you might have to keep your limbs not too far away. And then exhale, roll up and touch your elbows and knees together. So we'll inhale and reach away and exhale to bring it back. And let's do one more. And release. Beautiful. Hug your knees in towards your chest, and once again, do a little rounding out. Come back into the center, this time taking your left knee over your right knee. And then once again, the hands reach up towards the ceiling. You can slide your right arm underneath the left and hook at the elbows, or grab hold of your opposite elbows, whichever you prefer. Then we're going to lift those crossed knees up. We'll inhale, reach away vertically. Exhale, roll up, touching elbows and knees together. And inhale to reach away. And exhale to come back. Remember, the whole time we want to keep the spine on the floor. No arching. And then release. Take a moment to touch the knees together as you bring your feet wide. And windshield wiper the legs from side to side slowly. So you want to feel that nice stretch happening in the front of the hip each time you take the knee over to the opposite side. Great. Then we'll come back into center, hug the knees from behind the thigh, and roll up again to sit. Keeping those hands behind, we're going to lean back, trying to keep this straight spine, but then let the shoulders round a tiny bit in. So we're working a little bit harder in the obliques. Lift those shins up, and you can stay here, or you can begin to reach your hands forward and straighten your legs out. So you could keep your hands behind there if you want to, or just hold here. If you want a little more happening there, you can also lower the feet a little bit more. We're going to still kind of try and keep the spine straight with the shoulders slightly rounded in, and hold without holding the breath. You can breathe here with an inhale and exhale through the nose, or an inhale with the exhale through the mouth. Bring the knees back in and place the feet back on the floor, inhaling to reach the hands forward. And as you exhale, we're going to slowly roll back down. Once again, we're going to bring those fingertips to the side of the head, but this time we're going to do a double pulse. So we'll take a breath in. As you exhale, the right elbow and knee are going to come towards each other twice and then lower down. Breathe in. Exhale, left elbow to right knee, pulse, pulse, and bring it down. And again, to the right, pulse, pulse, bring it down. Use that exhale to bring you in and down. One more time. And down, other side, and down. Beautiful. Once again, let's take that right knee over the left knee and reach the hands towards the ceiling. Left arm underneath the right, hooking at the elbows or grabbing hold of opposite elbows, whichever works better for you. Lift those knees back up in your tabletop position, pressing the spine down, zipping up from the midline. Inhale, reach arms and legs away, and then we're going to pulse, pulse, reach away. Pulse, pulse, reach away. One more time, pulse, pulse, reach away, and release. Before we do the other side, take a moment once again to do a little windshield wiper from side to side. Great. And then coming back, this time the left knee over the right knee. Hands reach towards the ceiling, right arm underneath the left or hooking at the elbows, whichever feels better. Lifting those crossed knees up. Take a breath in to reach a little bit away and exhale, pulse, pulse, reach away. Pulse, pulse, reach away. And one more time, pulse, pulse, reach away and release. And once again, do a little windshield wiper from side to side. Beautiful. And you can turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees if you'd like a little movement in your neck, especially if there's been any kind of stress increased. Then coming back into center, sliding your hands again behind your thighs and rolling up. And this time you can do any one of the previous activities, or you can lean back with those shoulders in a little bit, lift the hands. We're going to reach the arms and legs long and exhale, bring it all in. So we inhale to reach away and exhale to bring it all in. And again, inhale, reach away and exhale, bring it in. And one more. And release. Bring the feet down, inhale, reach those arms forward. Exhale, zipping up from the midline, lowering all the way down without collapsing. And then one more time, we're going to lift up into a bridge. And from here, we're going to imagine we're zipping up from the midline, holding a ball or block between the thighs as we hold our bridge. From here, to emphasize a little bit more in the gluteal activity here, you can either hold bridge. Let's actually start with this. We're going to lower halfway down and then thrust up. So all glutes, right? Zipping up as you lower, zipping up even more as you lift. So lower, exhale to lift, lower, and lift. If you're starting to feel a little crampy in your hamstrings, try to slide your heel a little closer to you so you're not working from your foot too far away. Good. One more. Zip and release. Beautiful. From here, once again, let's hug those knees in towards the chest. Take a moment to add a gentle rocking movement. And then we're going to rock all the way to one side and come back again into a table position. We're not going to stay here, so you don't need a blanket or towel. Tuck your toes under, walk your fingertips forward, and lift up into down dog. Bend those knees, reach the seat up and back, and then start to pedal your feet and pedal them all the way towards the front of the mat. When you get there, you're going to slowly roll up through a rounded spine, coming to stand in a Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale and lift the arms out and up. And exhale, swan dive the hands over. Step your left foot back and draw those thighs towards each other. Walk your hands to your right thigh and zip up from the midline as you lift your chest. And inhale, lift the arms up. As you exhale, you're going to bring your hands into a fist as you bring that left knee forward and draw your nose close to your knee. Then we inhale, lift back up, and exhale and open to warrior two with your right knee over the right ankle. Inhale, lift both arms and straighten both legs, keeping your right toes facing forward, and then exhale back to warrior two. Then we'll inhale, flip the palms and reach back, sliding the left arm down the left leg as the right knee stays bent. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the hands down to frame the front foot and step back into plank. Press into all your fingers as you hold plank, zipping up from the midline, and then press back into downward facing dog. Inhale and lift the right leg up and back. And as you exhale, bring your knee towards your nose as you come into a three-legged plank. Then inhale, lift the right leg back up. And then exhale, bring your foot between the hands. Please feel free to grab that right ankle to bring it forward. Then inhale to your fingertips and exhale to step the left foot forward. Now, I personally prefer a flat back with the arms alongside reaching back. That just gets into a little bit more spinal muscle here, and then release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up, and exhale, bring your arms back by your side. Nice, everyone. Inhale, lift arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale to step the right foot back, and then as you exhale, walk your hands to that left thigh. This is an unsteady place to be, so find a way to zip up from the midline, squeeze those thighs towards each other, let that work up into your pelvic floor. Inhale, lift arms up. As you exhale, pull the hands down in a fist as you bring that right knee forward, and then inhale, come back into that high lunge. Exhale and open to warrior two, now with the left knee traveling over the left ankle. Arms out. Inhale, lift the arms, straighten both legs, and exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, reach back, sliding the left arm down the left leg as you right arm down the right leg. And then exhale, bring hands down and step back again into plank. So get that super strong plank, zip up from the midline, engage those quadriceps, press into all your fingers, fire up the lateral muscles of your spine, and then exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the knee to nose. Inhale, come back to down dog split. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Inhale, lift the hips a little higher, and exhale, step that right foot forward as you fold. Inhale to that flat back, and exhale and release. Inhale, sweep arms all the way out and up, and exhale, coming back to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, lift up, high lunge. Big breath in. As you exhale, hands come down into fist, pull that left knee in towards, inhale, take those arms back up. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine as you pull those arms down. And then inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift both arms, straighten both legs. Exhale back, warrior two. Again, inhale, lift both arms, straighten both legs. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, flip back, peaceful warrior. As you exhale, hands come down to frame your front foot. Now here's where we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna drop the knees and come into a supported plank. So you can keep your feet where they are, or you can lift your feet up just so you know that you're on your knees. Spine is sloped, so you're in a plank position, just not on a full plank. Big breath in, lengthen. As you exhale, zip up from the midline, bend your elbows alongside your body, and lower all the way down. Take a breath in, glide your shoulders down your back. As you exhale, push back up. Woo! Big breath in. Once again, we're gonna lower down, elbows alongside the body. Big breath in. Exhale, pushing back up, and then downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. As you exhale, come into your three-legged plank as you bring your right knee across to your left side of your body. Then inhale, lift back up into down dog split. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, rounding through the spine. Inhale, lift up, down dog split. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Please feel free to help it get there. Inhale to your fingertips, and exhale, step that left foot forward. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, take arms all the way out and up. Exhale, arms come back by your side. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale to step the right foot back. And exhale to zip up from the midline and lift the arms up. Hold here as you breathe in. Exhale, pull those arms down as you bring that right knee towards your nose. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, get into those triceps as you bring that knee forward. Pull those arms back. Good. Inhale, lift back up. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift both arms, straighten both legs. Keep that left toes pointing left. And exhale back. Inhale again, lifting up. And exhale back. Flip your palms, slide the right hand down the right leg as you come into your peaceful warrior. Get ready, we're gonna get into those push-ups. Bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Step back into plank. If you don't wanna do the push-ups, you could hold plank throughout this time, or just bring the knees down and come into supported plank. Feet can come up if you like. Breath in, zip up from the midline. Exhale, lower, down, all the way. Take a breath and let those shoulder blades glide down your back. Exhale, pushing up. Big breath. Exhale, lowering elbows by your side. Glide the shoulders down, big breath. Exhale, push up. And then we come back to downward facing dog. Shake the head gently. Bend the knees, reach the seat up and back. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. As you exhale, we come forward into that three-legged plank as we bring the left knee towards the right upper arm. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Inhale, lift your hips a little higher. And exhale, step that right foot forward as you fold. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, arms by your side. Okay, we've got one more round on each side. Inhale, lift arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, step the left foot back. Exhale, lift up, high lunge. Zip up from that midline. Inhale. As you exhale, pull the hands down as you bring that left knee in towards your nose. And again, inhale, lift up, high lunge. Exhale, zip up from the midline, pull those fists back, get into those triceps. One more time, inhale, up, exhale. Inhale, lift, exhale. Feels like a gift coming into warrior two. Good. Inhale, lift both arms, straighten both legs. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift both arms, straighten both legs. Exhale, warrior two. And one more time, big breath in, gaze upwards, and exhale. Flip the palms, reach back, peaceful warrior. Keep that right knee bent as much as you can. As you exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Okay, so here's where our next challenge is. You can always hold plank. You can also do the forearm, supported plank variation. What we're gonna do now, if you'd like to come along, is we're gonna lower down from high plank. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna take a breath and glide those shoulder blades down the back. But then as I exhale, I'm just gonna lift up into my supported plank on my knees. Then I bring my toes back down, lift up into my high plank, lower down, 3, 2, 1. Once again, take a nice big breath, bend those knees, lift up into your supported plank. And one more time, toes to the floor, high plank, exhale, lower, down. Glide those shoulder blades back as you take a nice breath. And exhale, pushing up into your supported plank, and then reaching back into downward facing dog. All right, inhale, lift that right leg up and back. As you exhale, come into a three-legged plank as you bring your right knee to your left upper arm. Then inhale, lift back up. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right upper arm in your three-legged plank. And then again, inhale, lift. As you exhale, you're gonna bring your knee to your nose, and I want you to hold here. So lift up from the center, bring your knee up higher, and then bring the foot between your hands. Woo! Nice, everybody. Inhale to your fingertips, and exhale, step that left foot forward. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, arms by your side. Super strong, everyone. Okay, last round here. Inhale, lift arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale to step that right foot back. Zip up from the midline as you exhale. We lift up into our high lunge. Take a nice breath here. Exhale, pull that right knee in towards your nose, rounding the spine. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pull those arms back. Get into those triceps, fire them up. Inhale again. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift, and exhale, our vacation time in warrior two. Inhale, lift both arms, straighten both legs. Exhale, back, warrior two. Inhale, take those long inhales here as you lift. Long exhales as you lower. One more. Inhale up and exhale. Flip your palms, reach back. Slide that right hand down the right leg. Breathe into the left side of your body. And here we go. Ready? Exhale, hands down. You can hold plank. You can take a break if you want to, right? Child's pose all the way. Or you can come down into your supported plank. Or from your high plank, we're going to lower down. 2, 3. Roll those shoulders back as you take a breath in. Exhale, lifting up onto those knees. Bring the toes back down to high plank, lowering down. 3, 2, 1. Take a breath, get charged up. Exhale, push up onto those knees. And one more time from high plank, lowering down. 3, 2, 1. Elbows are by your side. Take a breath and exhale, pushing up and then back to downward facing dog. Here's our last hurrah here. We lift the left leg up and back. As you exhale, you bring that left knee across and into plank as you bring that knee to your right upper arm. Inhale, lift up, left knee to the left upper arm in your three-legged plank. And then one more time, lifting up. This time we're gonna bring the knee to the nose in three-legged plank and hold. Round up from the spine. Lift that knee high. 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot between the hands. Woo! Lift the hips a little higher. And exhale, step that right foot forward as you fold. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, arms by your side. Really nice work, everybody. Okay, let's get back down to the floor a little. We're going to inhale and lift the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, step one foot back, doesn't matter which one. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Let's inhale and come forward to plank. And exhale into a quick child's pose, your choice. If you want a little more stretch in your quadriceps, bring your knees together. If you want a little more mobility in your hips, bring your knees further apart and reach back as far as you can. Take a little break on your hands. Bring the hands underneath your forehead, or maybe sliding your hands behind you. Let's take long breaths in and long breaths out. Inhale. Exhale. And one more. Good. Start to walk your hands back towards you and roll up. We're going to slide legs back out in front. And we're going to set up into an upside down table. So we're going to come to lie down on the mat. take a moment just to adjust your spine in any way. So you may need to sort of shrug the shoulders in a little, but most importantly, you want to start to feel like your whole spine is on the floor. There's no arching. And at the same time, we don't need to really actively push anywhere. Once we lift our knees up, we may have to readjust, right? Because the knees are going to come over the hips with the shins parallel to the floor and ceiling. If your knees are like mine, you might like to flex your foot here so that there's a little more structure to the knee. Now, from here, you may have created a little bit of arching. If you see what I'm doing right now, I'm emphasizing an arch. So instead, I'm going to kind of push a little bit more actively down. But I also want to imagine that I'm squeezing a ball or a block between my thighs, right? So once again, that's sort of actively working the lower abs. We're going to bring the arms by the side here with the palms facing down, and we're going to do about 30 seconds of just pulsing the hands up and down. So many of you will recognize this as a Pilates activity that we do called 100s. Normally when we do that, we do lift up onto the tips of our shoulder blades with the chin almost like it's holding a grapefruit here. So if that feels okay for you, then do that. But if your head is down, that's also totally fine. Once again, start thinking about those triceps. So as you keep pulsing down, those triceps are getting some work here. The legs are going to still be squeezing towards each other without actually moving, right? So firing up from the lower abs. We're inhaling through the nose and exhaling either through the nose or through the mouth, whichever you prefer. Keep those arms bouncing up and down pretty fast and breathe. Good. Take one more and release. So here, I don't know about you, but I feel like my hip flexors feel a little bit tired. So once again, I'm going to do that windshield wipering movement from side to side. That just feels like a nice way to recuperate from that. Good. Then from here, we're going to come back into center and bring the arms alongside the body with the palms facing down. So once again, we're going to be putting some emphasis on the triceps. So as we press our fingertips into the floor alongside the body, watching the shoulders that they're not creeping up, we're going to lift the knees in towards the chest and then reach the feet up towards the ceiling. We're going to press down into those hands so that we have some support, and we're going to turn the toes out to the side and bring the heels together. Normally, you'd call this like Pilates first position. We're going to crisscross the heels as we walk those legs down. Now, how low you walk your feet down depends on how you can control your spine. So if you start to feel your spine arching, begin to start crisscrossing your legs back. All right, so this is not about how low you can get your legs down. I don't care about that. What I care about is the core control. So make sure that you're controlling that core as you lower and then come back up. Okay, breathing in and breathing out, and keep going. And here you might prefer to exhale like you're blowing out through a straw. Breath in and breath out. Remember to keep your heels towards each other with your toes slightly pointed out. Arms, once again, are by your side, and you're pressing your fingertips actively into the floor. Hug your knees now in towards your chest. Take a moment to rock the hips gently from side to side and circle the knees a little. Good. Try to circle them now in the other direction. Good. And then once again, bringing your hands alongside your body, pressing the fingertips into the floor, lifting your legs up, and once again, bringing the heels together with the toes apart. We're going to open the feet out wide, start to slide them out and down. Once again, only as far as you can control your spine, pressing to the floor. Bring the heels together, lift the feet back up to the starting position, and do that again. So typically we call this a grand rond de jambes. Big circle out, down, and then back up. Let's do two more. Out, around, down, and up. Keeping those abs engaged. And then hold here at that lower position. Once again, the lower position might not be that low. As long as you can keep the core contracted, that's the most important thing. Then we take those circle out, up, around, and together, and then down. Out, around, up, together, and down. Let's do three more. Once again, do something that feels good. I like the windshield wipering, but you might prefer to circle your knees around. Do whatever feels right for you in your body, or do a little combination of both. Good. And then hug the knees in towards the chest again and roll to one side. We're going to come back into a table position. If you happen to have a yoga block, or if you have a soup can or something like that, a big book, that could be helpful as well. Have one of those nearby. If you don't have one, that's okay, maybe next time. All right, so from here, we're going to bring the right foot outside the right hand. Start from a position where you're hugging that right knee in towards the right upper arm, and you're sliding the left knee back enough that you feel a little something happening in the front of the left hip. Hold here, breathe here, still hugging the right knee in towards the right upper arm. You can add a gentle rocking movement at the neck if you'd like to. Good. Then we're going to tuck the left toes under and lift the left knee off the floor, reaching the left heel away from you. So now the emphasis may be a little bit more across the front of your left hip, but keep hugging that right knee in towards the right upper arm. Good. Now if you have a block, go ahead and bring that block in by the side of your right ankle. Then turn your left toes out to the left side as you bring the left heel to the floor. Keep your right hand on that block and lift your left arm out and up, and feel as if you're leaning back against a wall here. Beautiful. Holding here, breathing here. Good. Then go ahead and bring that down and step back into your table position. Beautiful. Maybe take a moment in child's pose, or rock the hips gently from side to side, or maybe a little cow and cat. So a couple of options there. Once again, maybe child's pose, maybe rocking hips from side to side, maybe cow and cat. And then we'll get ready for the other side. So this time it'll be the left foot coming outside the left hand, sliding the right knee back, once again, enough that you begin to feel a little something happening across the front of the right hip as you hug your left knee in towards your left upper arm. You can shake the head gently, maybe open the mouth a little, move the jaw around. You can have your eyes closed as you're here, just kind of enjoying the sensation of intense stretch. Good. Tuck your right toes under, lift the right knee up and hold here. Now we're emphasizing just a little bit more across the front of the right hip. Try to hug the left knee in towards the left upper arm. Push the floor away with those two hands. Then begin to turn your right toes out to the right side as you bring the right heel to the floor. If you have a block, you'll bring that next to your left ankle and bring your left hand onto that block. Your left knee is still hugging in. You'll lift the right arm out and up as you lean into the imaginary wall behind you. Okay, so nice big hip stretch here. Breathing in and breathing out. Go ahead and bring that right hand down and come back into table. Good. Take a moment once again, perhaps to do a little rocking movement, a little cow and cat, or maybe some child's pose. Take some pressure off the wrists. Good. Then slide your legs out in front of you and bring the feet together with the knees apart. We're not going to be doing a forward fold from here, just FYI. But that big stretch that we just did in the hips would take the place of that. All right, so we're going to fold the left knee over the right knee. We're going to take that left knee out to the side. So as you look down from your left hip to your left knee is a straight line. Your left foot can just be hanging out back there. It doesn't need to be close to your body. In fact, for me, that doesn't feel great on my knee. So I prefer to have my left foot just kind of hanging out back there. I'm going to shift my right shin a little more into the center and flex my right foot. We're going to take a side bend first. So bring the right forearm out to the side, pressing into the whole forearm, and we reach the left arm over left ear to create a nice arching position. reaching the left ribs up towards the ceiling. Once again, feeling as if you're leaning back against a wall here. And then we'll come back into center. And if you happen to have a yoga block, you might like to bring that in front of your right knee. If you don't have a yoga block, just stack your fists right on top of each other and place that in front of your right knee. So wherever it is that you are, start in front of the right knee because you may already feel quite a bit happening here. Check in with what's happening in your shoulders. If you can, let your forearms just rest onto the floor and let your shoulders kind of cascade a bit forward. Now, as you hold here, if you don't feel a whole lot happening in the back of your right leg, you might want to slide your block or your fists more into the center of your right shin. And once again, just let your upper body kind of fold into this, relax into this, but still stay really active and present with your breath. So this is a variation of pigeon that I like to do in most of my classes. Once again, bring your attention back to your breath. So long inhales to support your body, sending oxygen to all parts of the body as the oxygen circulates with your pulse, sending oxygen to the muscles to help prevent soreness. Then let's bring hands back underneath the shoulders, lifting up. If you're using a block, you can move it off to the side. Let's bring feet back together again with the knees apart and just hold here for a second. There is one pose that I really do like to do in a forward fold, but it's not Baddha Konasana, it's Tarasana. So you're gonna slide your feet further away from you, reach towards the tops of your feet, and try to bring your elbows to point out in front of your shins. So what I love about this is it kind of gets into the outer edges of the hips that often are quite tight, especially for those of us who spend a lot of time walking, running, or biking. Slowly release and slide the feet back in closer to you. And then we'll fold the right knee over the left knee. We'll take that right knee out to the side. Once again, looking down the hip to the knee. Once again, that right foot is just out there, doesn't have to be close to the body. We're gonna shift the left shin more into the center, and we're gonna take that side bend, bringing the left forearm to the floor, and reaching over with that right arm, letting those ribs on the right side open up towards the ceiling. Imagine that there's a wall behind you that you can lean against, holding here and breathing here. And then coming back up, and once again, either a block or stacked fists. We're going to start in front of the left hip, mainly because the hips are different from one side to the other side. So it may just very well be that you need a different position on this side. So start first there. Flex that left foot. And then as you hold here, letting the shoulders kind of draw forward and relaxed. If you're not feeling a whole lot happening in the back of the left leg, then you can always slide your block or your fists more into the center of that left shin. Let your forearms relax onto the floor. Open your mouth, move the jaw around. Take a moment also to reflect on the intention that you set at the beginning of practice this morning, bringing your attention back to that with kindness and gentleness. Good. Then once again, sliding your hands back underneath your shoulders. If you have a prop, you can move that off to the side. We're going to come once again to lie down on the mat facing up and setting up for bridge again. If you do have a block and you'd like to do a little bit more supported variation, You can lift up into bridge, slide the block underneath your sacrum, the lowest part of your spine, and just enjoy a supported bridge. If you don't have a block, then once again, take this as an opportunity to fire up the back line of your body, zip up from the midline, draw those glutes in and up and hold. If you'd like a little bit more work in your glutes, you can lift your right knee up, lower the right foot, transfer your weight to the right leg, lift the left knee up. So lots of options. So if you're ready to kind of take it down a notch, then come into something more supportive. If you want to continue kind of working on gluteal work, which is this, right? That's nice too. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then release it all back down. And then once again, we're going to bring the knees to touch, keeping the knees bent. Walk the feet a little bit wider. Take your arms out into a T with the palms facing up and hold for 3 breaths. Long inhales through the nose. Long exhales through the nose. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Then let's hug the knees in towards the chest, taking a gentle rocking movement from side to side. Then come back into center and lift your feet as if they were going to walk on the ceiling, and hold on to the inside of your shins and return to that gentle rocking movement. Moving that rocking up the spine a bit. And then finally coming back into center, reaching for your big toes, or maybe grabbing hold of the outside edges of your feet and returning to that rocking movement again. Traveling up a little higher, and that's fine. Then come back into your table, upside down table, and glue your legs together. You open the arms out into a T and let those glued legs fall to the left side. Now they might have separated a little bit, so once you get to your side, look at your knees, stack your knees right on top of each other, stack your right hip on top of your left, and now your right shoulder is very unlikely to be touching the floor, which is fine. Press your right fingertips into the floor with the palm facing up. Get that nice length and stretch. This is a twist that's happening a little higher up the spine than what we usually do. Turn your chin towards the right side if that works for you. Hold and breathe. Beautiful. Come back into the center, into that upside down table. Knees might separate, but then glue the legs back together again with your shins parallel to the floor and ceiling. Open the arms out into a T. Take the knees over to the right side. Stack the knees right on top. Left hip on top of the right. Left arm opens out into a T with the palm facing up. Once again, unlikely that your left shoulder is on the floor, but you can press your backs of your hand into the floor. Your chin up or facing to the left side, whichever you prefer. And as you hold here, think about how you would like to be set up for your resting pose. So there are lots and lots of options here. One of my favorites right now is bringing my feet up the wall. So if you have a wall nearby and you'd like to do that, you can either bring your feet to the wall with your knees directly over your hips, which is a really nice, very neutral place for your spine to be. So if you're someone who's been plagued with a little bit of lower back stuff happening in the last few weeks, this is a great option. You could also have your legs longer if you need a little bit of stretch in your hamstrings. Of course, you can be just lying on the floor in a traditional shavasana, or have your knees bent with your feet on the floor. So whatever it is, take the next 30 seconds to set yourself up just right. Hands could be on your body or arms away from your body with the palms facing up. Shrugging the shoulders a little bit, maybe doing a gentle rocking movement at the neck just to settle in. And then once you feel like you're exactly where you want to be, we're going to do our squared breathing practice where we inhale to the count of 5, hold the breath for the count of 5, exhale to the count of 5, and hold the breath again for the count of 5. And we're going to do that 4 times. I'll count for you the first 2 times, and then just let you know when to change your breath the second 2 times. If you feel like that first round is a little wonky, usually it clicks right in on that second round, so don't despair. All right, let's start by taking a clearing breath in, all of us together. Breath in and breath out. And then we'll begin to inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Breath in. Hold. Breath out. Hold. And release. Stay here in the quiet for a little bit longer. If that breathing resonated for you, you can continue to breathe that way, or just let your breath settle back down into its natural breathing pattern. Take a big breath in. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. Circle at the wrists and ankles. And then hug the knees in towards the chest and roll to one side. And just take a moment here on your side and appreciate the effort that you put into this class and feel the benefits of it in your body. And find your way back into table. Maybe take a little cow and cat here. Rock the hips gently. Maybe keeping your eyes closed for just a moment longer. Walk your fingertips forward, tuck your toes under, and lift up into a down dog. Big breath here, bend the knees, reach the seat up and back at that nice stretch in the shoulders. As you exhale, walk your hands and feet back towards each other. Breathe in, and as you exhale, slowly roll back up. Inhale, lift the arms out and up, big breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the arms out and up, gaze upwards. Exhale, release. And one more time. Inhale and lift. And exhale, bring your hands into the center of your chest, allow your eyes to close. Be super grateful to yourself for showing up for this class today. Let's all take a breath in. And exhale, and if you'd like to join me, we'll end our practice with the sound of Om, taking a big breath. Om. Thank you all so much. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Going golfing now.